the NBA Finals will be decided on Monday. It all comes down to Game 5. And I know that sounds stereotypical and basic, and you might be thinking, obviously, the team that goes up 3-2 will most likely win the Finals. And you're right. I don't care if it sounds basic. The Thunder just pulled off the biggest win of their entire playoff run yesterday, miraculously coming from behind to win somehow in the fourth quarter, making 3 threes the entire game. Shea putting on the cape and scoring 15 of the last 16. So yeah, whoever wins this game wins the series. And for many reasons, I think that the winner of Game 5 will be the Oklahoma City Thunder, and henceforth, the winner of the NBA Finals will be the Oklahoma City Thunder. And there's a couple reasons for that. Actually, there's a lot of reasons for that, but right off the bat, the Thunder are 9-2 at home. They have like a plus 20 net rating in all their home games, and their only 2 home losses have been in the fashion of game-winning buzzer beaters, like the one from Tyrese Halliburton a couple days ago and the one from Aaron Gordon in the Nuggets series. And having both of your home losses be from buzzer beaters is a pretty encouraging sign, considering that their margin of loss at home is now 2 points and their margin of victory is somewhere in the high 10s and 20s. And the biggest issue last game was the inability to generate open threes or make open threes. And if you ask me, I'd bet on the home team to have a little bit better shooting variance, considering they have the crowd behind them. I know that sounds basic, but teams do shoot better at home, but there is the bigger issue of how is Shea going to get the ball versus Nembhard playing such tight DB coverage on him, like playing deny ball. Shea looks tired by the third quarter. He has to get through a double team in the backcourt just to cross into the half court and then get shadowed by Nembhard. So there is going to be some issues there, how they're going to scheme for Shea to actually initiate the offense, because he really didn't initiate the offense a lot last game. It seemed like Alex Caruso and Jalen Williams were the primary initiators, which usually is not the primary indicator for success, but I think they scheme up Shea to get open more. I think they definitely give Shea more touches, and I think Shea will review the footage and be able to hit those lanes that were being kind of left open, but he couldn't see them because he was too busy getting hounded. So I think the Thunder will, carry the momentum, win a game at home, win Game 5, and that's the bigger pressing issue then, is because now they're up 3-2. Now even if Indiana takes a game on their home court for Game 6, the Thunder still have home court in Game 7, and you're going to have trouble finding me bet against the Thunder 2 out of 3 times with home court advantage. I mean, that's just kind of difficult to do, but you do have to give credit to the Pacers because they do win games like this. They could very well go in on Monday and just demolish the Thunder or pull out another crazy clutch win, but I don't think that's going to happen because I think the Thunder defense has been playing excellent. I think Chet Holmgren has been playing excellent, and I don't think the Thunder will allow some clutch time nonsense like that to happen again to them. But I do want to talk about the Pacers, and I do want to talk about some avenues that they could win this game. I already mentioned it. It starts with Shea deny ball. The Thunder don't look good when Shea's not the one handling the ball. I know they did just win, but regardless, it was a good defensive scheme, denying Shea the ball, putting a body on him 94 feet, kind of sacrificing Nembhard's offensive game to just have him shadow Shea. I think that's a really good bet for Rick Carlisle to take. I think Shea played a lot more passive than he should have up until the fourth quarter, and I think overall that's a strategy that they should stick with, and I'm curious to see how Mark Daigneault and the Thunder scheme against that, because it is making their lives difficult having to cede possession to Alex Caruso and Jalen Williams as your initiators, which in my opinion is not just a repetitive option for success. And then another thing I want to talk about are their 2 stars. I want to talk about Pascal. I want to talk about Tyrese Halliburton. It's a coin flip to see who's been the better player for them in this series. They've both been excellent, but both of them can kind of struggle from being a bit too passive at points. I think Tyrese Halliburton's Game 3 was amazing. I think he was hunting mismatches. He was taking step-back threes. He was driving downhill. He was getting to his game. He was putting pressure on the defense himself. And that's not, I don't want to knock Tyrese Halliburton's game outside of that. He's the best playmaker in the league. He always finds his guys open in rhythm with good shots. But there is another level to him where he can also be aggressive, be that guy, get those shots up himself, and then you have both options open on the table. So if we see something like that, that's something that could propel the Pacers forward here. And then Pascal in the starting lineup, no matter who they start, whether the Thunder start Chet at the 5 with Cason Wallace in as the 5th starter, or they go back to that double big like they did in Game 4, he's a mismatch. He's a mismatch on Hartenstein because he's faster, and he's a mismatch on a smaller guy like Caruso or Shea. They've been putting Shea on him. He's a mismatch on Shea. He can get to the spots that he wants to. And I feel like in the first couple quarters, he comes out very aggressive. He's hunting his mismatch. He's taking those shots, and he's attacking the rim. He's been getting a lot of free throws then, but it feels like he'll finish the game with an underwhelming stat line, and I just feel like he could be doing more hunting. But that's just me. I don't know. What the Pacers are doing is really good. They're one of the most underrated teams of this decade. I'd be curious to see this team up against some teams from the past in the finals, like the 2023 Nuggets or the 2021 Suns. I feel like the Pacers could take a lot of final series this decade. I feel like they're really underrated. We know this. But I think it does come down to the superstars, and that is a very boring thing to say, but it is true. Does Shea get denied? Does Shea allow himself to get passive? Does Jalen Williams maintain that same finishing efficiency, maintain those same free throws that he was getting? Does Pascal attack the mismatch? Does Tyrese Halliburton look to drive first, pass later? It all comes down to that. But if you ask me my prediction, the Thunder win this game, and then the series is effectively over. Anything is possible. A team to come back 3-2 in the finals has happened, and given the Pacers' kind of ridiculous clutch moments that they've just been farming all playoffs, sure, they could come back down 3-2. I don't want to disrespect the Pacers, but this is the Oklahoma City Thunder, an all-time defense, an all-time team with the MVP, and I think winning Game 4 kind of put them in the best spot to win this series heading back home. But we'll see what happens. I'm looking forward to it, and stay tuned for when I post the game recap after that game to discuss what went down.